Hello, today in this video I'm going to talk about ionic equations. Now we have done so much on balancing of chemical equation, that is molecular equation. So in this video I am not going to dwell on balancing of chemical equations. So we are going to deal with already balanced chemical equation to show you how to write ionic equations. Now, ionic equations are equations that shows just only the ions that are actively participating in a chemical reaction. No, those are ions that are not participating in a chemical reaction are usually called spectator ions. They are just spectating, where the other ions are taking part in a chemical reaction. Now, for this reaction now, we have an equation here. For reaction between calcium metal, hydrochloric, dilute hydrochloric acid, calcium chloride is a product, and hydrogen is also the product. Now, for you to be able to write an ionic equation, you must be able to know the states of the reactants and the product. Now, calcium is a solid. It's a metal, which is a solid. Hydrochloric acid was originally formed from ions, is an ionic compound which is soluble in water. So we say that this is aqueous. The state of this compound here is aqueous because it's soluble in water. Calcium chloride now is also soluble in water. Hydrogen gas is a gas. It's not soluble in water, so the symbol of this one remains to be a gas. Now, we know from the solubility table that all sorts of all chlorides are soluble apart from silver chloride. So these salts are soluble. Calcium chloride is soluble. Hydrochloric acid is also soluble. Now, for you to be able to know, you're supposed to study this table to enable you to know those salts that are soluble and those ones that are not soluble, for you to be able to indicate these symbols here. It is only those soluble substance or compounds, which are ionic compounds, that will give us ions for these equations here. Now, for the first reactant here, which is calcium, it has got no ions. Now, for this one here, which is 2 molecules of hydrogen chloride, the original ions forming this molecule are, now if we put this one there, are, now we have a hydrogen ion there, and you see we have a 2 here. So we are supposed to put a 2 here. So there are 2, like that. Plus, then we have also 2 chloride. Remember, this 2 is for the whole of this molecule, so you have 2 chloride ions, like that. Then, don't forget to put your aqueous here. Let's move now this way. Now, this is represented now by 2 hydrogen ions and 2 chloride ions, like that, because of these 2. These 2 just came there because we had to balance this chemical equation. Now, for our calcium chloride here, this one, we have this molecule with a 1 calcium ion, like that. So here we are just going to replace that one with a calcium ion. Then we put this aqueous there. Plus, now you can see we have 2 chloride ions. These 2 stands for this chloride ion there. So we put a chloride ion there and a 2 like this. You see? Remember, this is a balanced chemical equation and aqueous. Plus, now, our hydrogen gas. Remember, hydrogen gas is not soluble, so it's going to remain like that. So this is our equation. Now, for you to be able now to write the ionic equation, you need to look the ions that are appearing on this side and are also appearing on this side, and you eliminate them. So on this side we have calcium, it's a solid, so that is not an ion. We have these two hydrogen ions. Well, on this side we don't have any hydrogen ions, so that one is going to remain. Now we have chloride ions, 2 and 2 chloride ions. So these ones we are going to remove them like this, and remove them like this. Also remove these plus signs there. Then you are going to take that one back like that. You put your plus sign there. Then you bring your hydrogen gas like that. You see? So this is the spectator ions. Now this is what you have removed. 2 from that side and 2 from this side. So these ones were just spectating. Your spectator ions. You can also remove these ones now. And now this is now our ionic equation. So these ions were the ones that were actively participating in this chemical reaction here, depicted by this chemical equation. So this is how we write ionic equations. We're going to be looking more on these ionic equations. I hope you have understood some basics that we require to write ionic equation. Number 1, you have to know how to write the molecular equations. Number 2, you have to know how to balance chemical equation. You have videos on that. And number 3, you have to now be able to identify those ions that are occurring on both sides of the reactant and product, and you eliminate them so that you are left with the ions that are participating actively on a chemical reaction. Thank you very much. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we are going to upload more video. We meet next time.